can you chat with her?
Yep. Yeah.
Help her get connected. I thought that was her connecting.
I hope so. Sending that to the wrong person.
So now we're recording again, and Dawn and I want to welcome you to the first episode of our brand new teaching series on it's called Design Time, and we're going to be talking about a number of different topics throughout the course of the year. We're going to offer these once a month on the first Wednesday of the month. Is that what we decided, Dawn? Yeah, because this is the first Wednesday. So we'll choose timely topics. If you have topics you want to talk about, you can certainly send those in to us. So our plan is, and we're a little off schedule already, but our plan is to spend the first 15 minutes on a particular topic, and then the second 15 minutes, or as long as you want to go, on any topic that you have any question on whatsoever. So if you have a technology question, a Blackboard question, a teaching online question, anything whatsoever, come. We'll be happy to answer the question. If we don't have the answer right then, we'll find out and get it to you. So we're hoping that this will both touch on some specific topics that we feel might be useful to you, but also give you a chance to find out what you need to know for your teaching. So today's episode is Life After the Update, the Blackboard update. On May 7th, Blackboard went through an update. It wasn't as huge and obvious as when we moved to what we now think of as Canopy, but it did add some functionality that we wanted to share with you that we thought was one is kind of quirky, but we wanted to let you know that it was happening. And then the other two things we want to show you we think are going to be useful to you, maybe you didn't know about. So the first thing we wanted to show, and I did this out of desperation, we keep saying we need a PowerPoint slide that we can put up that says, hey, here's how you connect your audio, so I made this announcement. But the first thing we wanted to talk about was announcement emails, because if you haven't sent an announcement email to your class yet, when you do, you might notice that there's a change in in how it arrives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an announcement here. Oops, create an announcement. And I'm just going to call this okay, and I'm going to email that announcement. I'm not going to date restrict it. I'm going to send a copy of this announcement immediately, and then I'll show you how it shows up, because it's going to come to me. So I'm going to go ahead and submit. Okay, so there's my test announcement. Let me pull my email over here. You can see it. Everybody see my email now?
Yep. Okay,
so you'll see here's my test email that came, and you'll notice what it says. It says bbemail@uc.edu. Previously, it would have shown that it came from you, the instructor, so it would have had my username here. Now it's coming from bbemail@uc.edu. This is throwing some people off because it makes it look like you can't reply to the instructor, when in fact you can. So if I reply, notice it's coming to me. Okay, so but this is throwing some students off. It's caused a little bit of consternation, so we wanted to just touch on that and make you aware of it. It's not something that can be changed. A few people have asked UCIT, well, can't we change this back? And no, it's part of the current Blackboard configuration, but it's nothing to be concerned about. You might want to let your students know, though. If they get an announcement email from your course, it's going to say that it's coming from BB email, but you can still reply to the instructor.
A backup to that would be if you want to do an announcement, you can do an announcement and not choose the send email immediately, and you can do a separate email to your class.
Right.
So you can, it's two steps, but if it is causing issues and you have a large student group and that ends up pulling a lot of questions, what you might want to do is just do the announcement, copy that announcement, go into where Carolyn just went into email to all users in your class and just copy and paste that same announcement into an email and hit send.
Right.
Because, and she can do this now just to show you that when you send an email from inside your course, that email will come to students and back to yourself showing from the actual instructor. So it should, I just got it in mine, so you should get it here in a second. So that's a difference that that you'll see.
Maybe I will.
You should. I just got it because I'm in that class.
Well, apparently it goes by way of Florida. There it is.
There it goes.
Okay. And see, now it says it's from me, even though it's got this. It still has this in here, but it's a little more obviously from me. So we just wanted.
That is a workaround. If you
Right.
if it is causing problems that you're getting a lot of emails from BB Learn or BB Email and people don't know what that is, if you want it to sound like it's coming from you and showing that it's coming from you, you can just do that by sending an email within the course. So that's the first change.
Yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing we wanted to show you was that if you use Safeassign at all, if you're not familiar with Safeassign, Safeassign is a plagiarism detection tool that's been built into Blackboard for some time. What it does is it compares a student's writing assignment against a database, a global database of assignments that have been turned in through Safeassign, both institutionally and outside of the institution. And then you get a report back that shows, well, we can show you the report, but it shows you the likelihood of whether or not this student's paper has been plagiarized, the amount of material that's been taken from other resources, whether they've been cited right, so on and so forth. So a lot of people, particularly if you have a lot of writing assignments, like to use Safeassign. The problem was that previously a safe assignment was like a whole separate thing. You had to set it up completely differently than any other assignment. That's now changed and it's much, much better. So let me show you how you would go about setting up a Safeassign. I'm just going to go into one of my modules here. And naturally, when I'm trying to show something on Blackboard, it slows down to like glacial speed. Never fails. Come on. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to go into Module 1. Hopefully that won't take as long. And I'm going to create an assignment. And previously, you would see these options, but you would also see an option for a safe assignment. Now, it's just folded into a regular assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and create an assignment. I'm going to call this Harry's Family. Yes, we're all nutty about Harry Potter here on the Academy. And I'm going to, I don't need to upload an assignment file. I could set a due date if I want to. I'm not going to here. I'll make this 10 points. Now here's where you can set up your safe assignment. And this is where it looks different. So I'll look through all three of those, but the first one here is where you would set it up as a safe assignment if you wanted to. This is really nice. And you have some other options here that were kind of all over the place and now are collected in this one spot. You can make this an individual submission. If it's a group assignment, you can do that. You can even make this a portfolio submission, and we may talk about the portfolio tool at another time. That's a whole other section. Number of attempts you want to allow, and here, if you want to check the submissions for plagiarism using Safeassign, you just check this box. And you can choose to allow students to see the Originality Report themselves, or you can choose to exclude the submission from Institutional and Global References Database. I'm going to do that because my little Harry Potter thing doesn't need to be in the global database. I'm going to leave this unchecked, and then that will allow this to be a safe assignment. And what it will do is it will put this verbiage, and I don't know if this is easy for you to see, maybe that makes it a little better. It'll put this verbiage in the assignment so that students know that their submission is being checked against other submissions. And then you have grading options here. These are a couple other options that are new. We debated about talking about delegated grading. We may spend some time on that in another session. We're not going to go into it today. Anonymous grading will allow you to grade without knowing the student name. And again, we may do a whole other session on that another time. Display of grades, this just how it will be displayed in the grade center, whether it will be included in the grading calculations, and so forth. So a lot of this was the same as these are settings that you had before. They just have all been kind of collected in this one area. And then you have your availability. You can limit how or when the assignment will be shown. We always suggest clicking track number of views. This is the only way that you can come up with data as to whether or not students have actually looked at this assignment. So when you're doing course reports, this is the only way you can get that data. So I'm going to click Submit. And now, probably here at the bottom, here's my, well, you know what? It did not put that information in there. I thought it would. Here's my new assignment, and it did not put the Safeassign verbiage in there. Not sure why. But let me go ahead and show you how this looks when you submit it. So what I'm going to do, and this is the other thing we wanted to show you, so I'm going to kind of leapfrog and do this at the same time. Up here, this is a new icon for student preview. We had the student view previously. Now that's been changed to this little roundabout icon here. But watch what happens when I click on it. It's going to tell me that it's entering student preview, and that takes a couple minutes. And now I get this yellow bar at the top, and I'm now seeing the course as a student. And what Blackboard actually is doing is creating a little temporary demo account with my name so that I can operate as a student in this course now. And I can choose, and this is where this is new, I can choose with these settings to either keep this user data at the end of my session or delete it. So if I just want to see how things look and look around my course as a student, then this is what I would leave checked. I would delete the preview user and any data that gets created while I'm in preview once I leave the preview mode. And it's recommended that you use this, but there might be some times, and this is one of them, where I want to keep that data. You're going to let me? There we go. So I have to check this up here and then choose this, keep the preview user and all data.
But uncheck the top because you don't want this to be the default.
Right, there you go, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, and then click Save. It would have prompted me to, it would have asked me this when I left preview anyway, but okay, I'm going to click Save. And now I'm going to go into Module 1 and Harry's Family, and I'm going to do Harry's Family's assignment. Here's the Safeassign verbiage right here. So this will be in there automatically that tells the student that their submission is going to be compared to a database of other submissions. So I'm going to browse my computer, and I put a little practice thing up here. Where did I put it? Put it on my desktop. Where'd it go? Sweet. All right, I'm just going to choose something because I'm not going to submit it to the database, so it doesn't matter. So let me just find something quickly. I don't want to use that. This is really going to throw it for a loop because it's my program for the band that I anyway. So okay, so there's my submission That's my names for my program. That's my document that I'm uploading. I can add comments. I can save the draft. Come back to it later. These are the usual things that students can see, and I'm going to click Submit. And now there's my submission that I can see as a student. Now I'm going to exit preview. And tell it, again, to keep the preview user and all data. Continue. And now I'm back as an instructor, but I can go to the Full Grade Center, and I will see my preview user right here on June 3rd. Here's my submission, and I can view grade details, and when I get there, I should be able to see my report. Oh, it's under grade attempt. I have to go to grade the attempt. And here's my Safeassign report. Now, it's got a 0% because all this is a list of names of people that play in my band. But I'll show you what the Originality Report looks like. So what it does is it shows me, if any of this were to be plagiarized, it would be color-coded. That's why I wanted to use an actual paper, but I couldn't find the one I saved. This would be color-coded according to whether or not it's likely that it had been plagiarized. I tell you what, I've got, let me show you this because this has a, here we go. This is what it might look like. So it would color code the document based on whether or not it's another student's writing, so it would compare against other students in the database, whether it's taken from a website or whether it's not cited correctly. So what this does is it gives you sort of a score, and it actually makes suggestions as to whether or not, based on your score, this student is likely to have plagiarized. And then you can go in and look more closely at the paper and look at the items that have been flagged and decide, yes, this was plagiarized, no, it wasn't, and take action based on that information. So this is the Originality Report that you get, and it's all part of when you are grading the paper. Okay, so if you haven't used Safeassign before, the takeaway here is that it's much easier to use than it was before. It's much easier to set up. It's much easier to see the Originality Report than it used to be. So we wanted to make sure that we showed you that. And we also wanted to make sure that we showed you this, the student preview button, because that's different now and gives you more options. I like using student preview, and I like leaving the data in the Grade Center. It doesn't bother me that it's there because, like I like to practice like we just did, and make sure that things are operating, the assignments and anything I'm asking students to do, the discussion boards, the activities, are operating the way I want them to for the students. So I usually keep the data in the Grade Center. Okay, that was all we had for today. Does anybody have a question or a topic that you would like to ask a question about?
I know one of the things that I help some of our faculty with is their course evals, and I recently realized that you upload the eval, but then you also have to make it available. Is that correct? And that's the process that needs to be done for students to complete the course eval?
So are you using a survey in Blackboard for the course evaluation, or are you using Course Eval, the UCIT tool?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's something I need to learn. I don't know for sure. I think it's just a survey because so some of the professors copied the survey from like last semester.
Yeah, sounds like it was a survey.
Yeah.
Yes. So, let me go into test surveys and pools. So I have a two-part answer to that question. One, here's where surveys live. It's under course tools and test surveys and pools, and then you can create a survey, and probably what they did was just copy from a previous course. But you can actually build a survey here or import one from another course. You can export a survey and import it into another course, or you can build one. And when you build one, you have to fill out this information. Let me just do that real quick, give it something so I can show you the next. And then you can create all these different kinds of questions. You can find questions if you have questions in another survey, and you can upload questions from, I'm not quite sure. Dawn, do you know what kind of file format you have to?
I was just thinking that. I think it might be Excel. I don't think it's as easy as we want it to be.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because we never use this because it's not easy.
I would recommend if you're going to do surveys, usually the surveys aren't really long, 10 to 15 questions, that I would probably create it right in here by using this drop down here and using multiple choice or the scale and try to do it from here. All of that being said, probably the easiest thing to do, and this is probably what Carolyn was going to talk about next, is UCIT, Central UCIT outside of us, offers what they call a course eval system. And basically what you do, and we can very easily get you connected with them, you can send them your survey in a Word document in whatever format you have. They will create it in their system, and you tell them what class it's for and who the instructor is. And what's awesome about it is they automatically connect it to your course, send automatic emails to your students reminding them to take the survey. They collect all of the data, and then they send you, when grades are submitted, actually like the day of or the day after grades are submitted, they then give instructors access to that survey data, and it's a really pretty report. Surveys that come out of Blackboard, when you export them into the Excel format, are really ugly. I mean, they're really hard to decipher. You're pulling columns, you're trying to figure out what was the question that this answer goes to, and you're trying, it's pretty nightmarish. I'm sure you probably figured that out.
I've seen it. It's pretty ugly, and then I was kind of taught, I have this list, directions of how to make a macro-enabled workbook, and it's complex how to make all of that data look pretty, but
Course Eval does it
all that away. They do it all for you, and then the faculty member, the instructor of record, will then get access to a report that gets pulled, and you click on it, and they're the only ones with access to it. Unless, I think you could probably give permission for others to have access. We could figure that out. So if instructors would like for you to have access to them, we could probably figure that out. But it's a really pretty report. I mean, everything's done for you. It's all, accumulated in a way that you can read it really easily, and you can see the results. And what's great is, other than telling them, here's the survey I want, here's the course I want it in, and here's the instructor, you're done. And they do everything for you.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful thing. So
I'm trying to find my, here we are. I'm trying to find my course eval from spring just so they could see.
Oh, right.
So so if I log in, and it's just your central login. And so here's my reports from my class in spring, and I can view my report.
And you can see there that they expected 19, but she received 7 people out of the 19 that were expected, filled out the report.
Okay.
Right. And then
this is the report.
This is the output. So
Nice.
So that's a little better than what you get from Blackboard. And what you get from Blackboard is a hot mess.
Yeah.
So this is much better. So we strongly encourage faculty just to contact. It's
Brenda, right?
It's Brenda. I can give you. In fact, let me give you the. It's just evaluation@uc.edu. You can email them.
Okay.
And they will get back with you, and they will even work with you to customize your course evaluation. So if there's certain questions you want to have included, you know, if you have certain questions you need to include for accreditation or something like that, they will work with you to make sure that your evaluation meets your needs. And then they will deploy it. You don't have to do a thing. It's great. They actually email the students and they nag them. So if they haven't done it yet, they send reminders. In fact, students will often comment how annoyed they get at the reminders. But you don't have to do anything. It takes it right out of your hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's much better than the service.
Faculty member, they do this. They would email, you know, my course eval.
Yeah, and probably, yeah. And then, well, yeah, email evaluation@uc.edu.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's Brenda, I can never remember how to pronounce it.
Frankenhoff?
Frankenhoff, yeah, that's it. Frankenhoff, thank you. Who will get back with you, and she will probably encourage you as a department to maybe use course eval, because that's the most efficient use of it, is to get together as a department and decide on a course eval for your courses and then deploy it that way. I mean, they can do it course by course, but it's not as efficient as doing it by department.
Okay.
So, yeah. But just to answer your question, I built this little stupid one-question survey, and the way you would put it into your course if you still wanted to do things, or if you wanted to use a survey for something else, is you go here to assessments, just go anywhere, any content area in Blackboard, and then up here in assessments, survey, and any survey you've built that you haven't already deployed will be there. So here's mine, and you just click submit, and then it's going to give you the options of, you know, when do you want to make it available, what do you want to call it, do you want to open a new window, all this stuff. You have to click yes to make it available.
Right. That's the key, is when you get to this place, it defaults to not making it available. So that might have been a hiccup where you have to actually say, make it available, and then it pops up for students.
So no matter what you put down here, display after and display until, if this is not checked as yes, it'll never be available. It doesn't matter what you put down there. And I don't know why it does that. It's stupid. So that's how you would add it to your course.
Okay.
To do it, because there might be a reason to do a survey besides the course evaluation, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a midterm evaluation, just to kind of get, you know, some information.
Okay, but yeah, that's good information about UCIT course eval. I had no idea that was an option, and I'm not sure in rehab sciences if any of our faculty use that. So
yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's just so much better.
It's definitely worth investigating for sure.
Right.
Okay.
So, any other?
I think that's all the questions I had today.
Awesome.
Okay. Okay. Monica, nothing from you. So, well, thank you for being our inaugural group. That's great.
Yes.
you all did great.
Thank you.
So we have a recording, and we will get that out. And as I said, we'll be doing this once a month. So join us on, let's see, it'll be July 1st. We'll be doing the next one, and we'll be letting you know what the topic is before then. So hope to see you.
Sounds good.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Can you stop the recording?
I did.
Oh, it still says it's